Tom Curran grabbed the first 5-wicket haul of his career as Surrey had much the better of the first day of their LV County Championship match against Derbyshire at the 3A County Ground. Wayne Madsen would have hoped for a much better performance from his team after he won the toss and elected to bat first. Both Stephen Moore and Paul Borrington were struck by Chris Tramlett, although Moore also found the boundary in a tough opening stand of 26. Midway through the 15th over, Curran grabbed his first wicket, knocking Moore off his feet in the process. It was 2 for the 19-year-old Curran, and his next over, just a third of his spell, as he found some bounce to catch the edge of Madsen's bat after he'd made just a single. Curran was causing all sorts of problems, even for a man with the experience of Marcus North, who was a little fortunate to get away with this. Borrington hardly played a shot in his 110-minute innings, this being his only boundary, while North tried to cope with the real threat of Curran, who opened up with a very promising spell. All this, of course, after Surrey had taken only 6 wickets in 189 overs in their last game. Borrington had become so becalmed that when he did get a ball he could hit, he could only hit it straight to Hashim Amla at mid-wicket. The batsman was out for 17. It was a real examination for the Derbyshire batsman, who would have been pleased to have someone like North at the crease. He played some tremendous shots and the occasional lucky one, as he and Scott Elston took the score to 100 with a stand of 34 made in 11 overs. But having got there, Derbyshire then collapsed rather horribly, with Jay Dernbach bowling a fine spell. After making 44, North edged a good ball from the bowler behind to Gary Wilson. Alex Hughes lasted only 2 balls, Dernbach finding the edge of his bat to have him caught by Zafar Ansari in the slips. Dernbach then grabbed a 3rd wicket in the space of just 8 deliveries, although it took an excellent low catch at first slip from Amla to remove Elston for 15. The horrors continued for the home side when David Wainwright, who made 100 in the win against Leicestershire last week, had a nibble at a ball from Curran to feed Ansari a comfortable catch in a packed slip cordon. From 100 for 3, Derbyshire had slipped to 110 for 7, and they now relied on Gareth Cross to get them out of the hole they dug themselves. Twice he drove Curran neatly through the covers, just to prove that scoring runs on this pitch was not an impossibility. Curran, though, was delivering the occasional almost unplayable delivery, especially for a number 9 like Tony Palladino, who got an inside edge through to Wilson. Cross then was left with the last couple and decided to throw the bat, only to lob a catch to Dernbach off Tremlett, who deserved his success. Curran, in just his 6th first-class match, then grabbed his maiden fifer as Tom Taylor waved his bat at this ball to give Vikram Solanki a catch, a wicket which saw the home side dismissed for just 153, Curran ending with the excellent analysis of 5 for 51 from 17.4 testing overs. Surrey didn't start their reply at all well, with Rory Burns following up his 199 in Bristol last week with a second ball duck, Mark Foote winning a very early LBW decision. Rain and bad light saw the players on and off several times during the day. Derbyshire were now trying to fight back, and Palladino thought he was close to trapping Amla in front before he'd got moving. The South African captain loves a fight, and this was a test for him, one he passed as he reeled off a few classy shots just to make sure that this was going to be very much his side's day. After the trials and tribulations in Bristol last week, when 2 days went by with hardly any wickets being taken, Surrey would have been pleased to see a pitch which made it a much better battle between bat and ball. Ansari played his part towards the end of the day, the man with 3 50s in his last 3 innings surviving for an hour, in which he also found the rope on a couple of occasions. Derbyshire were, of course, desperate for a couple more wickets before the close, which came early because of the light. As that worsened, Taylor nearly grabbed the all-important wicket of Amla with a decent shout. The South African survived, though, and went to bed with 25 runs to his name, made out of his side's score of 44 for 1. Ansari has 15, and that means that Surrey will resume their innings on the second morning, trailing by only 109 runs, thanks to Curran's fine day.